Tom Clark's Main Event is a Boink Studios production. And now, on with the show.
This is Daddy's show. Step off.
Hey, what is up? Welcome back to the program, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Clark, and this right here is Tom Clark's Main Event. What's up, kids? Welcome back to the program. You caught me not ready. Uh-oh. I was just listening, not to myself, but I was trying to share the link at the same time. Usually I juggle the balls much easier than this. However, I was unprepared. What's up, folks? Happy Friday to you, one and all. I'm going to do what all of you should be doing right now. Share the show, okay? Share it. If you have friends that are pro wrestling fans and you want to give them a good time, guess what? Share the show. If you have friends that hate pro wrestling and sick of you talking about it, give yourself a good time and share the show, all right? I would greatly appreciate it. I'm going to do that. Talk amongst yourselves as I share the link. Now, keep in mind, I can't share it to your friends unless we're friends as well. So I will do my part. You need to do yours, okay? I do all this work. I put all this stuff in. I'm just saying, you guys had to hold up your end of the deal here, man. Yeah, for real. How's everybody's week been? Everybody good? You guys feeling good? You know what's coming up Monday. Huh? Yeah, I don't care about it either. Let me tell you something, folks. When you are married, you don't care about stuff the way you used to. That is to say you've given up on life. I'm just kidding. These are just jokes. Honey, if you're listening, these are just jokes. It's all right. She's given up on life as well. It's okay. All right. The link has been shared. It's off to the races. Tom Clark's Main Event, live and in living color. Let's do what we do here, baby. Let's get the ticker ticking. Let's get the branding. That was supposed to be my cue to have the branding. And once again, I'm ill prepared for the branding. There it is. Isn't that pretty? It's everything you ever hoped for, isn't it? Let's say our hellos, one and all, kids. Sandy in Germany is first at the table. Guten Tag to you, my friend. Sugar Shane, how are you doing? Ray all day. What's good, my friend? Double V, Victor Vasquez. What's going on? Jeffrey in Oklahoma. What's up, dude? Thanks for hanging out. What's up, Davey? Yeah, there you go. From Ontario, is that right? Jumpin' Jeff Sharma. Jumpin' Jeff's off today. He's going to spend his entire afternoon with us. Carlos Martinez, what's going on? Eric, what's going on? Tom Clark Tom's just at Dynamite. Oh, dude. Says you had fun. Yes, I'll bet you had fun at freaking Dynamite, dude. We got lots of stuff to talk about. We're going to kick off the show with some AE dub today. Happy Friday to you, Will. Chad, too bad. What's going on, my friend? Good to see you. Christopher Sims, how are you? Oh, Sandy done said it. Sandy done beat me, baby. He done beat me to the punch. Sandy in Germany's all about it. While you're here, I need you to do 3 things for me. You ready? Get ready. Here it comes. I want you to hit first the thumbs up. Do it. Second, hit the heart. Monday's Valentine's Day. There it is. Something like that. Third, hit the bell for your notifications. That way you're in the loop. You're in the know. You're one of the cool kids. Don't not be a cool kid, for crying out loud. Don't you want to know when your boy's going live? My God. Mark Gray, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Elvis Martinez, what's up, E? How are you? Good to see you, dude. Alma, how are you? Here we go. Good to see you, my friend. Is everybody having a good week so far? Is everybody good? We got so much stuff to talk about. Yes. Yeah, Ben Simmons gone to Brooklyn. I saw that, Tim. Tim, what's up? How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Yeah, I mean, it was just a matter of time. I hate it for my Sixers, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Ray says I look 14. Davey says from Hamilton, Ontario. Good to see you, man. Marty, what's up, dude? Good to see you, dude. Hope you and your family are doing well, man. E was some bad dude. E, it seems like you give me bad news every time you show up. It's okay, man. It's not okay that you have bad news, but it's okay that you share it. All the best to your mom, dude. Yikes. Molly is in the house. Molly's doing her part. Are you doing your part? There's 24 of you. I don't see 24 likes. Get to it. Welcome to another edition of Old White Guy Yelling. Shaking his fist at the camera. Get off my yard. Marcus, what's going on? Jamel in Vegas, what's going on, my friend? Sandy done talking about the merch. Let's go ahead and kick this show off by peddling some merch. tinyurl.com/TomClarkPods. Pods. That's your hookup, baby. That's all you need to know to get you some really sweet stuff. I got merch for days. Tom Clark's Main Event and Tom Clark's 6M Podcast. If you do not follow Tom Clark's 6M Podcast, then everyone here that does will vouch for it. If you don't vouch for it, shame on you. Tom Clark's 6M Podcast is movies, music, Marvel, magazines, miniseries, and more. It's a geek culture / pod culture podcast for kids of all ages. We keep it clean. If you're 12, you'll dig it. If you're 82, you'll dig it, provided you can hear it. Yeah, it's a fun time to be had by all. The most recent episode is Batman. It was a fun time. Here are the designs on the 6M. We're going to take down the Ho 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 Kids. That's our Christmas edition. There you see the TC6MP design. It's pretty freaking cool. There's the Metallica Tom Clark's Main Event. The Metallica inspired, the metal inspired Tom Clark's Main Event logo. There's the 6Ms all the way down on that side. There's the What's Up Kids, Where's the Dog, Say Hey to the Boy, and Go with God, Brother. And of course, 2 words, hot garbage. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, women's dresses, what? Throw blankets, clocks, stickers, magnets, cell phone covers, laptop covers. Brother, you name it, we got it. There you go, kids. tinyurl.com/TomClarkPods, Pods, and you too can look the part, enjoy the coffee and the logo. Isn't it pretty? It makes me all kinds of warm in hidden places. I'm talking about my heart. Get your head out of the gutter. You're better than that. All right. Who's ready for some stuff? Bask in his glory. Bask in his glory. Keith Lee is all elite. If you didn't see it, oh boy, howdy, let me done tell you. Keith Lee done signed the deal. Keith Lee destroyed Isaiah Cassidy. Wow. What a show. What a fun show. Molly says I have wine glasses. Do I have wine glasses? Are you asking or telling? God, dude, I've got so much stuff. If I don't, I should. I don't drink wine, but if you'd like to have some wine, Molly, enjoyed my show, hey, here's to you. Sheree, good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. What did you guys think? What did you guys think about Keith Lee, man? Jamel says, I can't wait to see him without a leash. Unleashed is Keith Lee. Good call. I think we got a taste of that on Wednesday. Alma's pretty happy about it. Let's see. Oh, where are you? There we go, Molly. Asking if Miriam's next. I don't know. I would be surprised if she wasn't, but we'll have to wait and see, folks. No word yet on whether or not Miriam will join her husband in AEW. So I have, let's see. Ray says, so happy Keith Lee is back with no shirt and not being called Bearcat or Wolfman or Dogman. Hey, Dogman's a great song. King's X, baby. Great song. Carlos says the rumors of Keith Lee online going to AEW a while ago. So no, you're right. It wasn't a huge shocker, but it was really good to see him. Really. Toby, are you still in Facebook jail? We'll get to Switchblade, my friend Mark. Just hang on, brother. Yeah, great to see the real Keith Lee. I think everyone's agreeing with that sentiment for sure. Okay. Two things about the previously aforementioned Bearcat Lee, as in the uh, rest in peace, Bearcat Lee. We hardly knew ye. So two things. One, he was very heavy. Now, I don't take shots at people who have too much weight. I try not to. I want you to keep something in mind. Your boy was 305 pounds at his heaviest. Okay. I know what it is to be overweight. I know what it is to be dangerously overweight. Okay. In my opinion, and I'm not his doctor, I'm not privy to this information. Keith Lee and I are not BFFs. But from a distance, it looks as though he is dangerously heavy. Having said all of that, it's his life. If he's healthy, if he passed the physicals, and I assume he did, if Tony Khan's good and Keith's good, I'm good. Okay. But as someone who respects him and appreciates his work in the ring and appreciates what he has contributed and given to the business, then I would submit that possibly Keith needs to drop at least 25 pounds, probably a lot more. Now, not my call. It is what it is. I don't throw stones. It's just me. If Keith and I were friends, I would be straight with him and say, dude, have you looked at maybe dropping some pounds? Now, that's just me. Okay. Number two, Isaiah Cassidy killed it. All right. If anybody's got any doubts as to whether or not Cassidy can work, whether or not Cassidy can get it done in the ring, hopefully those concerns are quelled now because he gave Keith a really good match. There is such a thing as getting destroyed and making it look good. Cassidy did extremely well. He did his job. He looked good. Okay. Kudos to Keith. I'm happy for the guy. I can't wait to hear the podcast. You know it's coming. It may even be up today for all I know. You know he's going to speak to Renee if he hasn't done it yet. You know he's going to speak to somebody if he hasn't done it yet. This guy's got a story to tell. I cannot wait to hear it. Ray all day says he was four. You were 425, Ray. Shut up. That's insane, dude. That is insane. I never would have thought that. Yeah, dude. It's funny because if you meet people after the weight loss that didn't know you then, and like you show them pictures, they're like, "This was you? That is that Photoshop?" Yeah, dude. That's happened to me before. It's very important, kids. And I'm not in the best of health. And I don't know if any of us are completely healthy from top to bottom. I mean, everyone's got something they're dealing with, even if it's just a sniffle. There's something, right? But I'm in a lot better shape now than I was when I was obese. Okay. Again, I'm not taking shots at Keith. I appreciate his work. And Dusty was 300 pounds for the majority of his life. A lot of Keith's weight is in his chest and his abdomen. You know what I mean? I don't want to dwell on this too much, but anyway, if he's healthy and he's good, I'm good. I want the guy to be okay. Timothy is Ray's boy today, man. I'm telling you. Christopher says I was 350, but good Lord, dude. We've got some previously big dudes here, man. What's up, Alicia? Good to see you, my dear. Welcome. Here's what I'll tell you. Listen, real quick and we'll move on. I'm not preaching. I'm not soapboxing. If any of you are here today who are overweight and need some motivation, let me be your motivator. You can do it. You don't need a diet plan. You don't need a recording. You don't need digital. You don't need weight loss trainer. You don't necessarily need the gym. All those things are good, but you have to commit to it. It doesn't matter how much money you drop, what kind of diet you follow, how many times you pay for membership to the gym. If you don't commit, it will not happen. I did it by cutting my calorie intake way, way, way down. Normal intake calorie, 2,000 calories a day. I don't get close to 2,000 calories. 9 times out of 10, I'm not even close. Okay. Now I don't starve. I stay okay. I do get hungry sometimes during the day, but dude, I'm fine. You know what I mean? But I'm nowhere near 2,000 a day. All right. If I can do it, and trust me when I tell you, I'm not exactly the most dedicated person you've ever seen in your entire life, but I promise you, you can do it. You ever need some advice? Holler at your boy. Before you go drop money on an expensive diet plan, come to me for free. I promise you. And don't anyone tell you. You know what I did? I went to a doc one time who advised me to lose weight. You know what he said? He said, I advise you to use Weight Watchers because in my experience, people don't commit to it. I don't think you can do it on your own. So Tom went and did it on his own. Sorry, Doc. Suck it. I'm just saying. So, yeah, don't drop money. Come ask me for advice. Guys, you're talking about Jay White. Let's get to it. Jay White. Now, listen, there has not been a banner released by AEW saying that Jay White is all elite. At least not by the last time I checked, there's nothing. The word on the street, the scuttlebutt, is that this was done because Tony did that Forbidden Door comment and he wanted to make good on it. So this is why Jay White showed up, okay, on Dynamite. Now, that does not mean that they're not going to do business. It does not mean that he will not become all elite. It does not mean that he's not there on a full-time basis. I'm just telling you what we know today. That could change, or maybe it's not the case today, and they're keeping the details close to the vest. We shall see. But what you guys think about Switchblade? I love it. I love it. Molly talking about, I love pasta as well. Pasta would be my downfall. Have you tried zucchini noodles? Zoodles? They're fantastic. There's a way to do it to get them tender as well. They're really good, Molly. They hold sauce really well. The first time we served them to my kid, to the boy, he didn't even know he was eating it. We sat back going, and he just kept chowing down. And I said, newsflash, kid, that's not pasta. He's like, what? He loved it. Give him a try. Much better for you. I get where you're coming from, but it is much better for you. Let's see. Toby says, I marked out seeing Switchblade. I hope GOD's there as well. I'll tell you something about Tama Tonga, folks. He does not pull punches. I mean, not in the ring, but you know what I'm saying. When he's got something to say, he says it. Yikes. He says it, dude. Alicia says, I see problems form between the Elite and Kenny Omega. 100%. I think this will be the impetus for Kenny Omega's eventual face turn. For sure. Mark backs it up. When Omega gets healthy, him versus Switchblade could start a storyline. Abso-freaking-lutely. Elvis says Jay White is an MJF. I would submit to you that Jay White, at the height of his heeldom, is on par with MJF. At one time, Jay White was the best heel in this business. In the time period as AEW was developing and being built and MJF was becoming a thing, Jay White was the hottest heel in this business, bar none. You want to know why? Because he doesn't care about getting famous. He doesn't care about getting popular. He doesn't care about getting over in the crowd cheering for him. He wants to be hated. Now, he's done more of a babyface thing in Impact. I get it. That's what the role called for. I don't know that he's going to be doing that if he is sincerely and actually in AEW from this point moving forward. Fantastic heel. If you've never given his work a chance, I advise you to do so because it's excellent. It's excellent. Excellent. Ray says, love Jay White. It looks like King Cole starting a new group. We'll see what happens, man. Rick says, thank you, Tom, for being the best part of my Friday. Rick, aren't you the nicest guy I've ever met, ever? You're awesome, dude. Thank you. Christopher Sims says, can you say Elite versus Adam Cole faction at Blood and Guts? I'd buy that for $1. What about that? Alma's referencing the spot in the Inner Circle. What about that line where Jericho says, maybe I picked the wrong two members of the LAX? That was awesome. And then asking Hager, he was going to ask Hager if you still got Homicide Hernandez on speed dial. That's good stuff, baby. That's good stuff. Alicia, because I've been mispronouncing your name wrong, haven't I? God, I forgot. Alicia says, I can't see Jay White and Adam Cole coexisting. Clash of personalities, right? We shall see. Hey, Ray, Toby says, Switchblade greater than Cole. He put that smiley face because he knows what's coming from Ray, dude. What's up, William? How are you, my friend? Molly says, you see Hager didn't say anything. Hager's a strong, silent type. I want to see Hager back in the ring. I say Hager was growing on me. That's it to put over the notion that I never liked him. That's not what I mean. Hager was growing on me as an Inner Circle guy in AEW. And it was really working for me personally, but then they just kind of pulled him out of the ring. So William asked me about Hook. I think it's very, very early right now, William, to answer your question honestly, what I think about Hook, because I don't know. Time will tell. He's got a lot of buzz around him. It's up to that company to see what they're going to do about that buzz. I don't think you rush him too fast, too soon. I don't care for the way he turns his back on his opponents before the bell rings. That's weird to me because he's a rookie. That's not my own personal take. I don't think even the most experienced heel should start off a match turning his back on his opponent. But that's me. Maybe that does speak to his youth, that he does. Maybe that's part of the deal here, is that, he turns his back on his opponent for the match ever starts because he's young. He doesn't really, he thinks he's giving him attitude, but really he's setting himself up for an attack. That's a small complaint. I like him in the ring. He's Taz's kid, so he's got the fundamentals down. Yeah, we'll see what they do with him. He's asking about my favorite. Where is Cam, kids? Anybody seen Cam yet? Let's see. William says, I agree. Great start. Hope he doesn't get lost in the shuffle. Yeah, same here. There is a big shuffle in that company, and I'll be honest with you, I feel like they've been juggling the balls pretty well so far. We've had some folks already talking about this. Punk versus Moxley. Man, was this fun. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it was. Yikes. So much fun. Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, man. Seeing Punk and Moxley together warms my heart in ways that I can't even explain. Do you guys remember when a young Dean Ambrose was coming up in NXT and then NXT and then AEW, and he and Punk worked like a little independent show somewhere, I think, or they had a confrontation, and that was sort of the thing. And it was around the same time that Ambrose was having kind of heat with Mick Foley. And then, of course, later it was Punk versus the Shield. So we actually got matches. But yeah, these guys have history together. And man, seeing Punk on that stage with his arms out like that, shut up. That was very fun, dude. And then Mox coming out. That was fun times to be had by all. I'm all for it, dude. I hope this continues. Although I will say the Bryan Danielson part of this, let's be honest, um, uh, the Bryan Danielson part of this is that he planted the seed in Mox's ear last week, right? About you and I working together, that kind of thing. I think it's going to happen at some point. That does not necessarily mean that I think that Mox is going to turn heel and kill Punk or whatever. But if they're leading to that, this is a great way to start. The thing I love about this company is that there does seem to be some long-term thinking. Okay, long-term thinking going on here. So we shall see what's going to happen, man. Yeah, I'm curious to see, what do you guys think about Mox and Punk together? Because I'll be honest with you, I'm all about it, dude. Again, it's fun. It's fun to watch. Um, yeah, I'm curious to see what they do with it and whether or not they pursue it moving forward. But I do think it would be a very fun ride for everybody involved. Davey says it may just be me, but I'm not a fan. I've had people counter me on Danielson stuff in the past. It to each his own, man. It's all subjective. Mark says Okada coming to AEW. I want to see Okada versus Danielson. Boy, from your lips to the ears of God, my friend. Toby saying I was seeing Punk and Mox doing the Road Warriors Doomsday Device. Oh my God. Shut up. Yes, William, I do know it was Punk's idea. What happened was they put together the idea of putting 3 guys from NXT, and Punk suggested the then Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Cassius Ohno or Chris Hero. And they shot it down and said not Hero, but Roman. Roman was their guy. So that's what they went with. But yeah, it was supposed to be Punk's faction, and then they changed plans as they always do. So there you go. Tim back on the Jay White things. Jay White versus Jungle Boy. Jay White versus Darby Allin. Jay White versus... Yeah, dude, dream matches to be had all the way around. Sandy says CM Punk had the same trucks on as he wrestled Mox in WWE. Interesting. Where is Miro? I don't know where Miro's at, dude. Shane asking me. I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. I want to see him back. He was doing so well. Even if all he's doing is cutting promos, it was still good. It was still good, dude. Totally taking a GTS race says, yeah, it's good. Davey's asking about to see Samoa join the bloodline. I don't think anyone else has joined the bloodline, Davey. In my opinion, we've debated this and talked about it far more than they've ever considered it. I think probably at least behind the scenes. I don't know. I don't know that for a fact, but it feels like that little faction is a trio, and that's all it's going to be. Then with Paul Heyman as the fourth person. That's just my take. Do we need to see it? I don't think we need to see it. Molly says, I heard Jade getting some tips and advice from Danielson. She really needs it. I do think that Jade is getting better. Do I think that she's main event primetime material? In my humble opinion, no. She's given a tough road to hoe, kids. She's having to learn her craft and apply her craft on national television in front of the world. Alicia. God, I love saying your name. Alicia, I honestly think Joe will eventually show up. I do too. I do too. For sure. The lost Uso Jet. Yeah, well, he's not lost. It's just that they don't ever talk about him. Yeah. So Naomi should join, Jamel says. Yeah. I don't know. Again, for my own take, I think they're good the way they are. I think the thing could get real unwieldy the bigger it gets. Do you know what I mean? That's just me talking, man. You guys like kicking off the show with some AEW instead of the other guys? The Inner Circle, kids, in case you didn't know, the Inner Circle is imploding. Whew. It's getting ugly, folks. Seemingly from out of nowhere. Listen, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but here's my take since you asked me. I feel like this is all being rushed. Now, it's okay if you disagree, and if I'm wrong, so be it. But it feels like this is all being rushed for a point, and it feels like that it's being done. To what end, I don't know. To get Jericho heel again, maybe. You know what I'm saying? It seems kind of odd that they would go down this road, but we'll see what happens. Yeah. Jericho he put himself over in that promo, but not so much that he healed out, right? I'm curious to see where they go with this. It does look like Santana and Ortiz are out, to be honest. And then Sammy said what he said about I left one time, and if this doesn't change, I'll leave again. Can I be honest with you, folks? A lot of people hate on that group. I happen to like the Inner Circle. I've liked them from day one. I think they've really gelled. And this hasn't been like, to hear them tell it, this isn't a gimmick. This isn't something to just pass the time. They legit like each other. They legit respect each other. They legit are a faction and a unit. So there you go. Kids, while you're here, let me remind everyone again, if you've not clicked the thumbs up, the heart button, and the notification bell, please do those things in that order for me. Now, do it. I'm watching. How much time we got? I'm just kidding. I'm not going to make you. It'd be nice. Don't be rude. William says, love the Inner Circle. I happen to agree. Aaron says, I think Y2J is going to, well, he's not Y2J, brother, but I get you. I think that Jericho is going to step away from that group. We'll see. You could be right. William says Jericho became heel one more time to win title on his Jericho cruise, then retires. I don't see him walking away forever. In my opinion. Sugar Shane says Adam Cole is next in line to get a buckshot lariat. Hangman Page don't need no stinking ropes to pull it off. Man, Ray, you got some supporters up in here, dude. For real. Carlos pointing out that Jericho is going on tour with Fozzy. He is. But we've heard these stories before about him going on tour and stuff, then he doesn't disappear. Folks, please welcome to the chat, owner of High Velocity Wrestling, Gary Benfield. What's up, Gary? How are you, my friend? By the way, kids, HVW is coming back Saturday, June 18th. We'll be announcing the venue, location, and then we'll be announcing matches in the coming months. So stay tuned for that. If you're a fan of independent professional wrestling, please follow High Velocity Wrestling on the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You'll know it by the black and purple logo. Please go check it out. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Alicia says, no, Jericho will Wessel. I was channeling Kremke from Big Bang Theory. Jericho will wrestle as long as he is still able to. I agree with that. Tim says, I was been a fan of Inner Circle. Where'd you go? Since they formed back in 2019, but I felt that it's time to break up. There's a lot of factions. I don't necessarily agree with you, Tim, but I see where you're coming from. Toby suggesting Jericho taking on Garcia in 2.0. Toby, in my take and my opinion, if you split this up, just let it be the end of it. I don't think I want to see a Nexus and then the core thing right afterward like they did in WWE. That's me. I don't know if I don't know if I care to see that. Do you know what I mean? Jamil says they need a factions title. Would that be a trios championship, perhaps, Jamel? Because I'm all about that. I believe a couple of things. One, I believe AEW needs another singles championship for the men's division. There's 2 women's titles, right? So I think they need another championship for the men's division. I also think they need a set of men's tag team championships, and I think they need women's tag team championships. I know what you're thinking. Tom, good God. But listen, follow me here, dude. That roster is so big, and you've got so many deserving talents who could benefit from a title or who have earned a title, but may not be ready for world title status right now. I say create some championships, and the titles will mean something in the long run because you'll put them on the right people. Hopefully you will. Yeah. So there you go. We've been talking about it already, kids. Hey man, Adam Page versus Adam Cole. Wouldn't you think? Don't you think I'd have it ready? Versus Adam Cole. That's for you, Ray. You're welcome. Yeah, this is going to be a fun feud. These 2 guys can talk. They can work. They look good in the ring. Yeah, good stuff. Mark asking, what would they call this other men's title? Well, it's a good question. I'm glad you asked. In my opinion, the TNT Championship is sort of their version of the NWA World Television title. But I love the idea of a TV title because that pretty much guarantees you'll see that champion on TV all the time, which I think that they've done that with the TNT title, right? I don't know. Do something creative, right? I still think they should do a set of TNT Tag Team Championships. Or, I mean, they're on TBS now, but you know what I mean. Do something. I do think they need a trios title as well. I think the other guys have too much gold. That's the truth. But I don't know if AEW has enough. Look, the DOG has joined us, kids. How you like that? Let me take the overlay off so you can see him if in case you can't see him. Ready? There he is. I got cats too. They're probably because my office door is open. I'm the only one here except the animals. So there you go. God, that's an excellent question, dude. Excellent question. Mark, I wish I had an excellent answer, but I really don't. I think they can get creative with it. They come up with something. They definitely don't want it to be a hardcore title. That's just me. Toby says the All Elite Championship. Yeah, but then they've got All Elite Wrestling. They already have that. Alicia says one Cole definitely needs a buckshot. Uh-oh. Ray, she coming for you, Ray. Alicia, pull no prisoners, Ray. E calling it they should call the title the mid-champion. Boy, if MJF had anything to do with it, that'd be interesting. Mark with a good point. The FTW title isn't even a title. That's a good point. Why not just establish that? I mean, they didn't create it. That's a Vince thing, though. You know what I mean? They didn't create it. I didn't create it, pal, so I don't like it. I don't know if they go down that road and be that silly with it, but no, I get you. Why even be parading that belt around on national TV if you're not going to solidify as a company title? Cherie says, I agree. They do need a women's tag team and a lightweight championship. Yeah. I mean, WWE's getting rid of the cruiserweight title, right? So we'll see. Ray says finally King Cole gets a shot about time. Well, he's not been there that long. Less than a year. Tim says, I need Jamie Hayter to be the TBS champion. It could happen. E trying to butter me up, the main event champion. Yes, I see what you did there. It's awesome. Let's touch on this before we go to the Rampage preview, folks. The Ring of Honor Hall of Fame has announced 3 inductees. The first one, of course, is the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. But now the Briscoes, them boys, Sandy Fort, Delaware, have been announced as the inductees to the Ring of Honor Hall of Fame. So there you go. Yeah. Yep. The inaugural class of the ROH Hall of Fame. By the way, I can't wait to see Ring of Honor back in the fold. WrestleMania weekend this year is when it's going to happen. That's what everyone's saying. That's what the company is saying. I can't wait to see it. I'm very much looking forward to it. Kids, if you're tuning in and you have not hit the thumbs up, the heart button, and the notifications bell button, please make that happen. Again, it's always appreciated, and it looks good on me to the folks that run this website, run this page, all the social media. So do that for me if you will. I got kids outside. I can hear the boy out there right now. We're going to have to text him. So, yeah, he's coming in, which means cue the dog barking. You see that? This is what Tom gets for leaving his office door open. But it's all good. Mark says, does RH have a TV deal or what's their program schedule? Because I saw they're with Impact for a couple of days. So, Mark, here's the deal. RH is owned by Sinclair Broadcasting, who can put them on TV anytime they want to and probably will. Yes, I suspect that TV is going to be in the works and they've not lost their TV. That is my opinion. That's my take. I would say that I'd be shocked if they didn't have TV. There you go. Marks is asking about what I think about Dolph Ziggler going after the NXT title. I think NXT is struggling for ratings. They're struggling for people to like it and to enjoy it and for it to gain some credibility. And they're going to do everything in their power to make sure that happens, or at least some things in their power, besides just make it a better show, which doesn't seem to be something they want to do. That's my simple answer to that. Very complicated question. Miss Lopez, how are you? Thanks for hanging out. I haven't seen you in a while. Let's see. Is there any validity to Shane bringing back a reinvented WCW? Rick, from what I gather, the answer to that is no. You got to remember, WWE owns the trademarks to this stuff. And I don't think they're willing to shell this thing back out. They paraded ECW around till the guys couldn't walk anymore, but they seem to have no interest in reviving the WCW name. I definitely wouldn't do it now. If they did it now, you know why they would be doing it, and that's to take direct shots at AEW. Which is to say, it'll probably happen because they like doing that stuff. And I know it's done on the other side of the aisle. I totally get it. So there you go. Shane says, I want to see Davey Richards in the RH Hall of Fame. You'll probably get your wish. Tim says, Dem Boys versus FTR. Yeah, that's going to happen. Now, Dem Boys just cut a promo in which they were like frustrated over the AEW thing. I would love to know what they've been told behind the scenes, because it kind of feels like they've been told one thing and something else happened. Sugar Shane says, with Dolph going to NXT, what happens to Bobby Roode? I've been asking what's happening with Bobby Roode since the day he went to the main roster, Shane. So your guess is as good as mine. Shannon, what's up? You're late to the party, Shannon. What's going on? Ray says, seeing King Cole get the belt will make me super happy. I'll be doing the happy dance for months. Then man Page, I see what you did there. Alicia says, can we agree that Io Shirai needs to either move to Raw or SmackDown or move on? Because honestly, what's left for her to do in NXT? Alicia, can we talk? I love where your head's at. Wanting better for her. I respect it. I'm with you. However, WWE's track record of doing right by NXT talent that they put on the main roster, even though you have the best of intentions, even though you want the best for the performer, even though you have your fingers crossed and you're waiting with bated breath, expectations at all-time high. But most of the time, a lot of the time, every time, that company hits you with, well,
hot garbage.
If you didn't think I was leading to that, you never watched the show before.
Hot garbage.
I did that just to emphasize the point. I'm with you. I'm with you. I feel like there's something else that needs to be done. I have no faith in them at all. I have no faith in them at all. Alicia, I get where you're coming from. Yeah, maybe you're right. I have no faith in them. I don't have faith in them with the NXT brand, and that used to be the best wrestling show on TV. It was. Shut up. I'm with you. I want better for her as well. I want better for her as well. I like to see her do something great, do something fun, do something good for that would be good for her career. Um, I'm having to message the boy. So there you go. Kid knows I go live at 12 on Fridays. Jeez, you kidding me? Come on, boy. Maybe he'll make an appearance. Let's talk a little bit about Rampage, and I'm with everyone who said this earlier. If you have spoilers, you reveal them, I'll kick you out. Don't do it. It's not a good idea. You'll miss loads of fun. You'll miss all this. This is not to be missed. I got a face made for radio. Tonight you will hear from the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. You'll see Hook versus Blake Lee. Dr. Britt Baker. I did it again. I'm never ready. Doesn't that suck that I'm never ready? Dr. Britt Baker. There it is, Dr. Britt Baker. Where are you at? Will face off against Robin Renegade. I don't have a Robin Renegade button. Trent, no disrespect. Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero, Roppongi Vice versus the Young Bucks. AW World Tag Team Championship match. Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus with Christian Cage against the, I'm not going to tell you what they're named, Colton and Austin Gunn, the Gun Club. You can call them whatever you like to. I keep it clean. There's your Rampage, kids. Let's take a look, if you want to, if you're so inclined, at ratings. Big, huge Dynamite this past week. 954 last week. This week, 1.13 million viewers. Good for them. Rampage is tonight, so we're not sure, but last week was 540,000. There's your ratings, kids. We're getting ready to move on and talk about the other guys for just a few minutes before we take this thing home. Let's see. Tim says, anyone see Matt Hardy walk through the crowd? Yeah. I mean, I hope that his association with Private Party is not over. I don't want to see that happen. I think he's been good for them. Rick says, I felt the same thing about Io Shirai as I did about Ember Moon, and that died suddenly. Yeah. Ray, the boy's doing good, man. Thanks much. Sandy says, dude, I'll tell him. You guys are the best. Yeah, you guys are the best, man. Let's see what else, because I was doing the thing. I didn't want to miss anyone's comments. La 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 la. Mark says he was reenacting when Jeff walked out on WWE supposedly. What a weird thing to insert in the middle of a show, isn't it? How high were the fans on Monday in Denver? He says. Tim says, need to see more Texas Death Match. What a match, dude. I told you. Didn't I tell you guys last week that match was going to kill it? They're both going to deliver. Who told you? If not me, no one, because I told you. And I never lie to my audience, baby. I never work you guys. You guys know that, don't you? Never. Never. The match that we suspected was going to happen, we teased it last week. It's indeed going to happen. Roman by God Reigns, your tribal chief, is taking on the one and only Mr. William Goldberg a week from tomorrow at Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia. Here comes the blood money. Here comes the blood money. I'll never stop. You hear me? It'll never not be funny because I'll never stop. And I'll never stop because they will never stop taking blood money. Soaked in blood. Soaked. Talk amongst yourselves. Roman versus Goldberg. Hit me. Hit me. What do you think? Right now, hit me. You know what? Give me one word. One word for Reigns versus Goldberg Elimination Chamber. I want one word, not two. One word. Go. Hit me. Oh my, that's delicious. Where are you? Alicia's my all-star today. Alicia, sorry, says trash. He says spear. Good word. Great word. Jamel couldn't say hot garbage because I mandated that it was one word. So he said garbage. Sandy said spear. Good word. Chris is back to garbage. You guys are awesome. Will says pathetic. Oh, look at Toby, kids. Yawn. And he had to capitalize it. That's even better. Ray All Day says horrible. Cherie says boring. Sandy says quash. Marcus says awesome. Marcus wants to see this match. Hey, look, man. Look, man. Oh, Jamie, I'm not putting that comment up. Earmuffs, kids. Jamie, keep it clean for me or I can't put your comments up, brother. Please and thank you. All right. Okay. I am on the record as stating that I'm a Bill Goldberg guy. I truly am. I think, in my opinion, Bill is a quality human being outside of the ring. I've seen too much evidence to prove that that's true. I've heard too many positive comments from people that have worked with him and have been around him for any amount of time. And they all signs point to Bill being a quality human being outside the ring. That's my take. If you have information otherwise, go with God, brother. But I'm telling you my take. Number two, I'm not wholly against Bill coming back to the ring. I'm really not. I was going to say I think he's better than people give him credit for. I don't know that, but I think for what Bill does, he's fine. Okay. I'm also on the record as saying this has been Roman Reigns' best run of all time. This dwarfs everything he did before it, in my humble estimation. Good on him. Good for him. I like both guys. Do I need to see Roman versus Goldberg in 2022? For me personally, the answer is no. It does not mean I hate them. It doesn't mean I can't stand either guy. It doesn't mean I'm walking around going, that Goldberg pal, he's too old. That's not me. That's just not me. Okay? That's just not me, dude. So I can't agree with people who say, bleh. But at the same time, do I need to see it? I don't. Carlos says Goldberg going to get injured and tear something if he messes up. We've been saying that for years, Carlos. I'm not disagreeing with you, but we've been saying that for years. Toby says, don't blink if you want to see it. It won't last long. You may be wrong, Toby. I mean, Lashley and Goldberg lasted quite a while, didn't it? Longer than maybe we thought. Alicia says, one more legend. They're feeding Roman. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Dude, they protect Roman. Let me tell you something. That company protects Roman Reigns better than the Secret Service has ever protected the president of these United States. And that's the freaking truth. It's okay. I get why they do it. It's not against Roman that I say that. It's not even against the company that I say that. I get it. But they have made it crystal clear to everyone around us, to everyone watching or has ever watched, period. They've made it crystal clear who their priority is. And their priority is Roman by God reigns. Jamie, don't apologize. It's okay that you talk like an adult sometimes. It's fine, dude. I can't put your comment, or I won't put your comment on my feed if you curse. But it's all good. Jamie says, I apologize, but it's the way WWE throws him down our throats. I get you. I just like to keep it PG. You kids remember, I don't own the Wrestling Rumors page. It's not my page. So I just try to be respectful to the folks that allow me to stream here and to write for their site. That's the only point I make. Christopher says Seth is the man at WWE. Seth is very entertaining. Insanely entertaining. It's the truth. Reggie, what's up, dude? How you been? You hear the barking? Oh, it's barking going on. Oh, my mustache is like, I call it a mustache, but I call all this the beard. It's kind of weird. It's kind of sound like mustache should be like on its own, independent of other facial hair. Why am I talking about this? Uh, Ronda Rousey's made her choice. Ronda, Charlotte, Flair, Rousey, WrestleMania. Look out. I didn't have anything there. To no one's surprise, because, man, they're saving Lynch and Rousey, aren't they? Yikes. Good news, kids. Remember how Ronda hated you? Remember how she came back and all y'all cheered and said, Ronda! It's Ronda! Woo! Remember that? And she looked at you and went, that Ronda look, you know what I mean? Where she's like that. All like pouting because someone took her candy. Remember that? Pouting. And remember that promo she cut where she hated all of you? And she said, they're not going to get her to fool me again. Ah, mean face. Mean face, Ronda. Ronda angry. Remember that? Good news. She changed her mind. She loves you again. Oh, look out. Ronda loves the fans. Joy, rapture. If you're being presented as a babyface, booked as a babyface, you're going to work a top heel. Maybe you don't come out and say, who's cheering me? I want to see him so as I can kill him. I tried not to bag on Ronda Rousey, kids, for a couple of different reasons. One, I don't know her. That's number one. Number two, I don't make anything personal. You guys know that. I do everything in my power not to make anything personal. Number three, Ronda Rousey is not a professional wrestler. Ronda Rousey is a mixed martial artist who has entered the business of professional wrestling. She's competent. She can work her way through a match. She can deliver the goods. It's fine. Does Ronda get the psychology of this? This is not MMA. And I know I've been guilty in the past, I'm sure I have been, of saying that those guys play mind games and they cut promos and they build heat just like pro wrestlers do. This is not the same thing. This is all a means to an end. Okay? This is a means to an end. In pro wrestling, you're not trying to psych out your opponents. You're not trying to gain a mental advantage going into a match. You're not, or whatever. You're not doing that. In pro wrestling, you're trying to sell the match to the masses. You're trying to get it over, get yourself over, and even get your opponent over. You think MMA guys cutting a promo on each other care about making their opponent sound or look good or get eyes on them? No, they don't. It's two different worlds, kids. Does Ronda get the psychology? Tell me right now, in your opinion, does Rousey get the psychology of professional wrestling, or is it lost on her? Is she getting it confused with smack talk Muhammad Ali style? Is she getting it confused? I'm asking. You guys tell me. Thank you, Ray. Ray says tweener don't work. I ranted on that. Didn't I go nuts on that? I did, right? Tell me if I'm right or wrong, or tell me what you think. Does Ronda understand the psychology, not of MMA, not of selling the big fight, of professional wrestling? Does she get it? Or is it lost on her? Or is she still learning? I'll be fair. Is she still learning this as she goes? Toby says, maybe Vince shouldn't make a born heel be a face. Let her be her. But she's going to get cheered, Toby. We've seen that. They could have booed her out of the building. Gary says, no, she does not. Gary, I'm not saying this because we're friends. I'm inclined to agree with you. And it doesn't mean that I don't think she can't get it. Don't misunderstand me, kids. I'm not so hardline that I say, what I say is right. You better listen. You know that's not me, right? I try to look at both sides. And if you have an opinion, I won't take it away from you. I'll tell you mine, but I'm not going to take it away from you. But I will say I agree with Gary that it kind of feels like she doesn't get this. What do you guys think? Does she get this? Alma says she doesn't get the wrestling psychology. Have Jake the Snake teach her the wrestling psychology and Arn Anderson. Interesting. I like Ronda. I don't think her being there is a mistake. I don't think them using her in the main event of WrestleMania is a mistake either. Money, money, money. Money, money, money. I'm okay with it. I know what that company does. I'm not going to lose sleep over it, okay? I do question how much of this she gets. Why are you coming back with a chip on your shoulder? That's the past. Can you imagine every time Chris Jericho came back with a new style, a new look, a new gimmick, a new take? If every single time he came back with a chip on his shoulder because they booed him last time? Let it breathe. Let it be. What was he? Ray Charles, right? It's going to be what's going to be, right? Make it do what it do. Gary says she's not been groomed or trained to take her out of the MMA field. There you go. Shannon says, robbed of Ronda and Becky for the third time. I think you'll get it at WrestleMania next year, Shannon, in my opinion. Jeff says, I hope Flair lose the title to Ronda. To be honest, I'm tired of Flair always winning. But Jeff, you got to understand, they work with what they have, and they go with what works. Charlotte being the dominant heel champion works. You want to know why? Because there's a whole segment of fans who hate it. So when she wrestles, what do? Or what they hope that what WWE hopes they'll do. They hope that they'll tune in to watch her maybe lose. It's all, Gary will vouch for me on that, right? It's all connected. Now, does that mean it translates to ratings? Not necessarily. We know where their ratings are, but she's on SmackDown. So it kind of feels like it translates. But that's what their thought is. Plus, can I be honest with you? Who else could carry the belt as successfully as she does in high profile? Dude, she is built for this. Charlotte gets a lot of crap. Charlotte is built to do this. She is from the ground up. Look at her. She's built to do this. Honestly. Sugar Shane backs me up, says, like or not, Charlotte Flair is the best in WWE. She will carry Rousey at Mania. Thank you, Shane. And I'm not saying Ronda won't do her part. Rick says, recently Rollins went tweener for a while, but the transition felt natural to me. Because you didn't know what was going on, right? You're like, well, wait a minute. He's going to face Roman. Does that mean he's face? What's going on? Right? Okay. Okay, Rick, to your point. I will concede the point. Concede? Yeah. I'm the writer, right? You can go tweener if it's this much. See this? If you can't see it because you're listening, I have my fingers real close together. I'm saying you shouldn't run tweener as a gimmick for your character full time because it does not work. It does not work. People want to cheer and they want to boo. And when you tell them that they should or shouldn't, it's a hard sell. Gary, thanks for dropping in, my friend. I'll talk to you soon. Sandy said, Chad Gable doing great work right now. I can't disagree with you. I can't disagree with you. Rick says he did it so well that you didn't realize he was doing it until he was face again. And Seth is very good at what he does. To your point, he's very good at what he does. Let's talk about SmackDown tonight. Naomi challenges Charlotte Flair, the previously aforementioned Charlotte Flair, SmackDown Women's Championship. Goldberg, as we said before, he's back. He's on the blue brand. You'll see him tonight. Natalya to battle Aaliyah in a dungeon-style showdown. You know what that means? There's going to be a 70-year-old man locking you up in moves and holds you can't get out of. He's going to say, no disrespect. I'm just saying it's a dungeon style. Sami Zayn presents In Zayn with special guest Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. Rick, by God, Boogs. Yes, sir. I don't dislike Rick Boogs at all. I don't think he fits with Shinsuke, my opinion. This week, Raw on Sci-Fi. Last week, 1.87 million. This week, 1.38 million. NXT, 400,000, down from last week's 619. SmackDown yet to happen. Last week, 2.15. SmackDown's the best thing they have going ratings-wise, and I submit the best thing they have going content-wise. There's your ratings, kids. What they mean to you and whether or not you care is up to you. The floor is wide open, folks. Before we take this thing home, let's chat. There's 21 of you. You got nowhere to be because if you did, you'd be there. Ray says Bianca needs the belt. I don't know if she needs it, but it wouldn't hurt, would it? Sugar Shane, where'd you go? Do y'all realize that the first hour of Raw only had one match? Do you realize I'm not surprised? E says, do you think Saturday Night's main event should return? That's up to them. Do you want to see more WWE content in the span of 7 days? Do you think they'll get it right? Listen, I'm just disappointed. Can I be honest with you? And you know what's funny? They never call me to ask me what I think. Gosh darn it all to heck. They got my number. Vince has my number. Call me. They never call me to see what I think. But dude, honestly, I get so disappointed and I get so frustrated with them sometimes. Not in a bad way. I don't lose sleep over it or anything, but it's like, what are we doing? Why am I wasting my time? That's why I quit watching Raw. I just can't do it, dude. I can't do it. Mark says Real is really getting Orton out of his serious character. It looks like he's having fun with it. Here's what I'll say about Real and Orton. I wasn't sold on them to begin with. Here's my statement. And you kids remember I said this, okay? Not if, because they can't help themselves. When Randy Orton turns heel on Matt Riddle. When, not if, but when, because they can't help themselves. When Randy turns despicable evil heel, kicks Matt Riddle in the head 3 times, destroys him, throws him through a plate glass window, cuts all his hair off, humiliates him in the ring in front of his family in his hometown, because he's gonna, and it's gonna be ugly. And you're gonna go, that Randy Orton. It's gonna be a massive mistake. Do you want to know why? Because we all expect it. We're talking about the company that will put over the hometown guy in his hometown because fans expect it. Fans expect Randy Orton to turn on Matt Riddle. This is why you shouldn't do it. So when it happens, you'll remember this show and remember what Tom said. You'll be like, God, this sucks. Ray, all day. Cypress Hill or NWA. And if Adam Cole brought you and your family a big garden salad, could I have some? Then if he invited you for a limo ride, could I come as well? Ray, you get more creative with this stuff as the weeks go on. You're gonna make me choose between Cypress. You keep throwing Cypress Hill in there because you want me to choose them because I've not chosen them yet. NWA has the goods, but Cypress Hill is fun. I'll go with fun and I'll say Cypress Hill. He says Edge versus Omega. Who wins? The fans. The fans. You know what the answer is as to who wins. The answer is who's booking the show. That's who wins. That's who determines who wins. Who's booking the show? Is Edge an AEW guy or is Omega a WWE guy in this scenario? That's who wins. Whoever's booking it. Chris says, how long until them boys versus FTR? I hope not too long. I want to see it. Sandy says, where's Cesaro and Finn Balor? Brother, I don't know. That's a great question, man. How do you keep these guys, unless they're injured, how do you keep them on TV? Toby says, now that the great Tony Storm is free to work, where would you like to see her? Honestly, I think she could do some good things in Impact. That's my opinion. Doesn't mean I necessarily want to see her there. I don't know if AEW is the right move because they've already got Britt, they've got Ruby, and they've got Serena Deeb, and they've got Thunder Rosa. They've got top talent. But having said that, they don't sign women nearly as fast as they sign men. I'm sure they could make it work. Aaron says, I think SmackDown matches have been dry the last few weeks. That's perfectly logical take. To each his own. It's not been great for me either. Plus, if you're going to watch SmackDown, you got to count on a whole lot of Roman Reigns, right? E says MJF versus Seth freaking Rollins. I can't keep answering this for you, E. I got the same answer every time. It's whoever's booking it. All right, are you talking about fantasy booking in terms of pro wrestling? What would Tom do if Tom was running the promotion? Whew, dude, that's a harder question. That's a harder question. Rick says, I'm a Cowboys fan, so it is hard for me to remember what used to be while I am hoping for things to get better. Rick's a Cowboys fan. Rick, I'm so sorry. Chris says, how long till them boys versus the Yeah, I don't know. Dawkins. Yeah, Sandy said Dawkins won it. Yeah, well, there's exceptions. I don't know. Mark hit me with a hip hop question. Tupac or the Notorious B.I.G.? I'll go B.I.G., man. Shannon, thank you so much. Come when you can stay longer. I will tell him hi for sure. Ooh, Chris, I do need. Who was it? Who was it said I need a button and I've not done it? The John Moxley button. I need to do a Mox button and a Dim Boys button. So yeah, am I surprised the Harden Simmons trade? I very much am. I can't wait to see what it means for my Sixers, though. We'll see. Nothing on Wyndham Rotunda. A lot of people thought that he was going to be the surprise on Wednesday, but obviously he wasn't. Do not be surprised if Wyndham Rotunda resumes the role of Bray Wyatt in WWE. Sugar Shane says, back in the Crockett days in the NWA, what tag team was most underrated in your opinion? I liked Ivan and Nikita Koloff. The underrated? Oh, Shane, good question. I'm going to say the Fantastics, which maybe is not a fair answer because Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton got spotlight. They had United States tag team titles. They were never NWA World Tag Team Champions, I don't think. So they got spots. They got Midnight Express feud. They got stuff. But I'm talking about in the ring as technicians. I don't know if they ever got their flowers. That's me. That's me talking. That'd be my first answer. The Kansas Jayhawks, Bobby Jaggers and Dutch Mantel. I think maybe they didn't get enough credit. I thought they were a really good tag team. I think they would get over today. If the Kansas Jayhawks walked onto a show right now, if they were on AEW tomorrow, they'd get over like crazy. I really believe that. They just that smash mouth in your face. They come out to the ring with the bullwhip and stuff, or the cowbell. Dude, I love that. The bull rope. I get it. Ray, obviously you get some salad in a limo ride. He says Tom Clark versus Ray. Hey, Tom, don't bump for anybody, brother. Canadian Cam is here on the tail end of the show. Up in Canada, going through winter hell. Cam, keep your winter hell to yourself. I don't want it. As always, my friends, stay safe in the Great White North, dude. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to say hello. You're the best, man. I appreciate you. Sandy says, I can't wait for Bailey to return. I agree. Ray says Cole's the next champ. To be fair, Ray said it 47 times. Tim says, how will James Harden fit in Philly? And your reaction, Mercedes versus Thunder Rosa last Friday night. They brought it. I didn't care for the end, but it's okay. I like Martinez. I do like Martinez. Yep, trade deadline was yesterday. Chris, thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Cameron says I need a no more winter button. Cam, I'm gonna give you a good button here, brother, because you've been going through some nonsense up there. What song is it you want to hear? I'll give you a good button. Hold on. Cam, how about this? Woo! Cam's been going through some bad weather, dude. Some serious winter up the way of the Great White North. He's been going through some stuff.
That's hard time.
It's the truth. I'm trying to give you some fun stuff here, man. So I need some fun buttons. I need some more fun buttons. Mark says, do the Cameron Grimes button because we know at Vengeance Day he's going to the moon. Let's see.
I'm going to the moon.
And
you can kiss my grin.
I love that. He says Tom for governor of North Carolina. We have a pretty good governor in my estimation, in my opinion. Yeah. Sandy, we didn't even talk about Vengeance Day, did we? My apologies. Penta button. Oh, Tim, the Penta button. I got to start making it. Where's my pen? Every time I look for a pen, I do this. As if I have a pocket of pens. As if it's the 1950s. What am I doing? Can I tell you guys a quick story before I get out of here? This has to do with nothing we've talked about in the past hour and change. One time I get in my car, long time ago, and I've backed out of my driveway, and I go to put the car in drive. This is the truth. You know the whole reincarnation thing? People go, Bleh, bleh. They'll believe in a dude with a white beard floating in the clouds, but they can't believe in reincarnation. No disrespect. Don't anybody leave because I said something snarky. Please. All right. Listen. Sorry. So I go to put my car in drive. Instead of going here where the shift is, I went to the column to do this. Now I want you guys to think about something. This is the truth. Okay. I've never owned a car ever that shifted on the column. Ever. Not once. But my hand instinctively went to the column. Why? Why? What's the reason? Was I like in the 50s in a former life or the 60s? And you know what I mean? I'm just saying. All right, let's get out of here, kids. One more thing. Who's your Super Bowl prediction for Sunday? Alma has the Bengals. Are we talking about LA? Are we talking about Cincinnati? You can't pick against Mox's hometown. You know that, right? Don't do it. Sandy, thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Sandy don't have an opinion on American football. Go think. Who would have thunk it? V says the Rams. There you go. Chris says Bengals. Who you got? Will says the halftime show. Toby says Cowboys. Wait, it's not 95. Chris says Cincinnati. Keith says Rams will win. Bengals should win. Where you at? Aaron says Bengals. I'm not gonna put your little smart mouth comment on the freaking screen. How dare you? Mark says want to see the Bengals win because they never won a Super Bowl. I can get down with that. Tim says who would give Jade Cargill her first loss? Good question. I don't know. I'll say Tony Storm. I was going to say Sasha. I was going to be weird about it and say Sasha Banks, but I mean, you and I both know that's probably never, ever going to happen. Not in that company, right? Kids, guess what? That's the main event. I want everybody to do two things for me. Enjoy the big game on Sunday. And enjoy your Valentine's Day. I hope you've been good all year, because if not, Cupid won't visit your house and dump a bunch of flowers in your living room. That's what Cupid does, man. Watch him. He likes to take a crap in your toilet before you leave. I don't know where I was going with any of that. It's not even funny, is it? Watch that Cupid. He's bad. Listen, he's a baby rolling around in a diaper, floating around with Angel's Wings, little cherub, causing trouble. Don't let the Angel's Wings fool you. This guy's up to no good. He makes all single people feel really bad on Valentine's Day. And he's not doing much for the married people either. Just so you know. He ain't doing much of nothing. He's in business for himself. He gets a cut of the greeting card business and the flower business. That's what he's doing. He's getting rich. He's getting rich off people like you. Shame on you. I should have ranted about that much earlier. All right, kids, let's get out of here. Listen, man, I appreciate you guys always hanging out. I appreciate you guys being here for us every Friday. We will be back next Friday. We should be here at noon. If the time changes, I will let everybody know. Thank you, kids. I appreciate you as always. You guys have the best weekend possible. Be safe. Watch some wrestling this weekend. And, yeah, we'll be back next Friday. I appreciate it, kids. Everybody be safe out there. That's it for me, folks. I'm out. See you next time. Tom Clark's Main Event.